This is my time, I've waited long enough. I'm taking my moment, don't matter how it was. No regrets, no matter how hard it gets. I'm going for greatness. Going for greatness. Yeah. Here I go, here I go, here I go now. Blast off, about to leave the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm gone. But don't blink, you might miss it, most.
Boom. Hey everyone, welcome to F.A.W.B. Stands for Forever White Belt if you're unsure of what that stands for, I guess. Let's start over. Hey everybody, welcome to F.A.W.B. Episode 25. And today I have Super Saiyan Nick and Buffalo Joe with me. What's up, y'all? And yeah, we're just going to be doing a little BS today and having some fun, as we do. Why am I having such a problem with my audio?
It's because we don't have Justine.
That's exactly.
That's true.
Red Fox is out doing something.
My tech is out.
Yeah.
I sound like I'm. You hear that?
Yeah,
A
no.
little echoey.
It is super echoey. I don't know why I'm echoey. But
You should tell Justine to show up to work.
Hey,
You were just on. You were just
Yeah.
on. There you go.
we'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
We're doing it live, guys.
Yeah.
Although I did have Joe set up today, so maybe that had something to do with that.
Dude,
Maybe.
I am very good with shapes, dude. It's like it is my best subject. Yeah. I mean, it's hard, but I can do it.
Very, very difficult. All right, well, we're going to do it like this. Whatever. We'll see how this goes. How's that?
A little better. Yeah.
Still an echo, though, right?
Yeah. The quiet and echo.
Oh, well, I'll fix it with the editing.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Does it work?
Yeah, it works fine. Anyways, well, welcome to F.A.W.B. We're having a little technical difficulties today, but whatever. We'll have fun with it anyways. We had a really amazing week so far, but before we get to that, we'd like to thank our sponsors. Always Well Acupuncture, shout out to them. I got my appointment on March 25th. I can't wait for that. I've never had acupuncture before. Have you guys ever had
I've never have, no.
Never?
Just the stuff in the ear for anxiety, and it works.
With the needle and everything?
No, it's like they're like little, like almost thumbtacks, and they just stick them in certain parts of your ear. And after you get stuck with a needle in your ear, like you'd feel a lot better. I don't know why.
It works. Yeah, it works. I guess it works. It's just,
Yeah.
pressure points.
And then you
all
keep them in your ear until they fall out.
that. Really?
No shit.
Yeah,
Wow. Well, I'm gonna try to get my neck and shoulder worked on because that's been really bothering
dude,
me
you didn't see Brian?
No, I didn't.
Brian will come in and roll with little needles in them.
No shit.
I swear, dude. I was like,
I
what
got my
are you
arm snapped
doing,
once,
bro?
and
Like,
he pulled it out and set it back, my elbow back. It was like click, click, and put it back in place.
Brian's amazing,
I rolled right into him and he fixed my arm real quick. Yeah.
Well, I can't wait.
they're not big. They're like little tiny ones that stick in the muscle. It's still
needles in his arm.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Jeez. Well, I'm gonna go in March 25th and get that checked out, so I can't wait for that. Shout out to them. Shout out to Dad's House OR. They're an online store, and they have a lot of really cool stuff on there. I don't know if you guys have been able to check them out yet, but if you have an opportunity, check them out. And Cavocado over in Birmingham.
I can't wait.
Birmingham.
Avocado.
Cavocado. They have tap out tacos over there.
I can't. Like, this is the only reason that I'm going to the scrapyard this
Really?
on the 22nd. I am.
Oh man, my competition's the 22nd.
Yeah.
I wish I could go.
I know,
Dude,
Nick.
I'm eating tacos.
That's unfortunate.
Bro.
Wow.
I'm eating those tacos.
Yeah.
Tap out. So it's all you can eat tacos then, or what? How many do you get? Sounds like a lot.
Well, you can actually. They had a promotion where you can get unlimited tacos, but it was only for the anniversary event.
Oh, I see.
It was like you prepay and then they bring you unlimited tacos. Which
I missed out.
that's a That's a risk right
that's
there.
all right.
Just saying, we got some big boys coming through. Eat you out of some tacos, man. So watch
Tacos are
yourself on
funny,
that.
man. Tacos and pizza go down pretty
Oh, man.
easy, man. They go
Speaking
down-
of that, man, I had pizza last night. So starting tomorrow, I'm gonna get back on the carnivore diet. I
Nice.
decided.
Okay.
I made that decision.
Yeah.
I made that on Friday. I said on Friday, starting tomorrow, I'm gonna get back on the carnivore.
Yep.
And then Saturday rolled around. I went to the NWC event here in Vancouver. That was amazing, by the way. And I got some pizza
Yeah.
on my way home, and I was like, "Fuck it, you know what? I'll start this. I'll start this on Monday." To be fair, too, when I got the pizza, I was like, "For tomorrow, Sunday, which is today, I do it." And then I had leftover pizza, so that's at home.
Nice. Yes, yep.
And
Gonna hit
I
that
did go home.
tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit that as soon as I had a slice before I got here. I was like, I'll start it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So definitely gonna start that carnivore tomorrow.
Right on.
I've been
Okay.
trying. It's crazy, man. My diet's just gone to shit since December, and
Yeah,
I've been
holidays do
feeling
that.
it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I can't wait till you get fat again.
Oh man, I'm not gonna let it happen.
make so much fun of you. Like,
man.
you dropped your 50 or 60 pounds, or what was it? 60?
Win.
You want to drop
Since
like
you?
60
You lost a lot of
pounds?
weight. Yeah,
Dude,
you dropped a lot.
You got cut up.
Since
You look
when?
good.
Since what day?
Well, it was like so.
Let's say November. Probably
Say-
like 25 pounds since when I decided to compete.
Dude,
After I got my
mo-
medication.
It had to be more than that because you were like the last
Over-
picture of us training at your old school together.
That was like almost 2 years ago now, bro.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I was talking about last year we started
Yeah.
competition.
That's right,
so- But yeah, no, I was a fat boy back in there. We'll post some of those pictures up. Since I've been playing
Our
with
transformations.
Since I've been playing with these edits, bro. So like I've been playing with the edits. I can like post a picture of us like right here in the
Yeah.
video.
Me and
Me
Nate have
fat.
never been skinny at the same time. By the way, we've never been skinny at the same time.
Yeah. So. But yeah, no, I can't wait to start that again. My body's been like inflamed. I've been just getting.
Yeah.
I've just been in pain constantly, and I'm thinking like, oh, you know, this cake is great or whatever. But then I feel like
The joints.
Yeah.
I take a lot of chondroitin and glucosamine. I tried the carnivore for 6 days, almost a week, and then I got a cold, and I just didn't have the balls to push through the cold without carbohydrates. And I was looking online, all these bodybuilder carnivores.
hard, man.
There are all these bodybuilder carnivores like, oh, it works so well. You're so jacked. And then I talked to you, Joe, and I said, well, it works for bodybuilding. He said, you're not a bodybuilder. You're an athlete. You do hard labor for 8 hours. You do jujitsu for 2 hours, and then you go weightlifting. You need carbohydrates.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, okay,
that
all
makes
right.
sense.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But I had to eat so much fatty, so much fatty
Were you
meat.
eating like cubes of butter?
Cubes of butter, oil.
yeah.
I was eating butter, oil. I was
man.
tallow. She had all the everything. You know, I would drink olive oil.
But that's
in the
why
morning.
you're jacked, bro.
But you know, here's the deal. I'm not telling you to go eat pizza, man. Like I'm telling you,
I'm
like
taking your
rice,
health
I mean,
advice from.
I know.
Like, I'm telling you to
He's
eat
a big boy.
eat some oatmeal or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like eat a potato. You know, like I'm not telling you to.
potatoes.
If
bro.
you refrigerate, if
potatoes,
you cook
man.
your potatoes and then refrigerate them for 6 hours, it takes the fucking poison out of them. I guess
Oh, really?
that's what I read on. I don't know.
Is
They're
it-
coming
is
out
it-
with
is
all
that
this
on
new
top?
shit.
'Cause-
Well, no, they're bad for if you eat them hot and fresh, they fuck you up. If you put them in the fridge and then eat them, they're good.
What if you put them in your butt while they're raw?
You try it.
What happens then? What do you think happens? Mashed
They
potatoes.
gotta have a study. There's probably a study out where they're.
I'm sure there is. It's funny, like that's always your go-to. Well, what if you put it in your butt? Like,
I don't know why that's
Where's
my
that?
go-to. I don't know. It's
why? Why do you always ask
to
that?
always
same-
just say that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is either. Like, whoa, hold on, coach. Where do we put that in your butt? And we're always like,
yeah, I don't know. You got a point. You got a point, Buffalo Joe. I don't know.
What if? Buffalo?
always with the what ifs, huh? Dude? And he just sits back like, Got him. Got him. So,
Shit.
I love it, man. Oh, man. So, getting back to the podcast.
Yeah, right.
How's your week been, Nick? How's your training been? Give us a little update. It's been a little while since we've seen you on here.
Yeah, week's been good. I was on night shift for about a month in the F.A.W.B Center downtown, destroying the 17th, 18th, and 19th floor.
Jeez,
doing loadout soft end, we're just destroying walls and
putting in that hard labor.
Yeah, so I was 4 10s. So someone smashed my car window out. It cost me $300. That sucked.
Are you down in Portland?
Down in Portland. They had a
Yeah.
locked parking garage. They didn't even steal anything. So
That sounds about right.
So missed training pretty much 3 weeks in a row. I missed training. Got back in yesterday, and
Does that make you feel a little weird that they like broke your window?
I
they
was
surveyed
thinking-
your vehicle and
Right,
was like,
well,
"Look, man, I'm
so-
looking to steal stuff,
Yeah.
and you have nothing I want."
well, there's
This
a
guy's
bunch of
actually in a
stuff.
worse situation than me.
It looks like
Did they
it
leave you
does.
money?
Yeah, it looks like a homeless person lives in my car. There's like sweaty boxing gloves and shit everywhere. And so maybe they saw the car seat and they're like, "Oh, this guy's a kid. I'm not gonna steal his shit." Or someone caught them and they took off. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be
or
it.
it was an ex-girlfriend. Fucking, I don't know.
Maybe,
you know what I mean?
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
Ex-girlfriends,
So
man,
whatever. Yeah, they just
You know how they be. Show up at your house, leave a note on your little car. Yeah, you know who you are. You little dirty girl. Yeah. Jeez. How about you, Buffalo Joe? What have you been up to, bro?
Oh man, so because my back's been holding up, which I am really grateful for. So I'm still doing the physical therapy exercises. So far, so good.
Yeah, that's great.
I've been adding some things to my workout regimen. I've been adding bag work, which is killing me. I've been adding sprints on the bike. You know what I mean, for cardio to jack my heart rate
We did
up.
that today.
I did that today, but I've also been doing that throughout the week.
Yeah, I leveled up today.
That's
on
why
that.
you look like you've been doing it. You know, some of these guys are like, "Oh, I'm dying halfway through." We're like, bro, aren't you
Joe's
supposed
been-
to be doing this? I can't lie.
They're not doing their
Yeah,
dailies. The
that's
PT,
it.
It's another-
cardio don't lie, dog.
Yeah, it's another one of those things that you could tell if somebody isn't doing their homework. You know what I mean? It's like jujitsu. Like, hey, you do jujitsu, and they just get like strangled for like a half an hour straight, and then
No
throw up.
shit.
And you're like, I don't think you've been doing jujitsu, dude.
Yeah, jits don't lie, dude. Jits don't lie.
I'm a black belt. I swear to God.
yeah.
That's crazy, man.
So I've been, and what's really killing me is the bag work because I haven't been able to like really do a lot of that, and so like I've been, hitting the bag hard, and I'm just like, and then trying to work combos, and I'll tell you what, man, my heart feels like it expands. You
It's
know?
like, boom.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get
And-
that little flutter?
Yeah.
Man, I had that on Friday. I was like, maybe I should get on that carnivore diet.
Yeah,
Slow
maybe I should
down.
stop eating like garbage right now if
Yeah.
I'm going to start training harder.
Corn dogs before I come in here. It's probably not a good idea.
Milk was a bad choice.
The worst day that I've ever had was like killing like $30 at Taco Bell, and then going and seeing you and like doing
That was
kickboxing
a bad
rounds.
day for all of us. God dang. You just kept on like, sorry, ain't Taco Bell. Like, yeah, we know.
And then and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna hit you in the stomach now. I'm like, well, why? Why did you even say that?
But I ate Taco Bell. Jesus.
We do
man.
not care. We do not care.
Oh, that's
We're
kind
training you for the streets. But calculus has been going, about what it is. School's going good. The jiu-jitsu club has to have a meeting so that we can figure out what we're going to do with some funds.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm going to do like a public speak out, like an outreach thing at the WSU college.
Oh,
like,
that's awesome, bro.
rent out a little room and just see if anybody wants to like know about what our club does.
Get up on that soapbox, bro.
Bro, I mean, I've been training for that for like 7 years now, man. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
A public speaking does not bother
All we got to
me
do is be
anymore.
able to kind of get them in here, just get them in here, and then we got,
Dude,
won't let them go.
sometimes once people walk in, and they see the culture that's here, they like lay down money immediately, and they don't like, even if they
Sometimes, we don't even see them again. There's like, I love the atmosphere.
I love that I could be myself here.
Yeah, it's super dope.
And that's honestly, that's what we're trying to create here. Is that kind of community where we're not just here to beat you up, but we're here to build you up, and on multiple levels. Emotionally, mentally, physically, on all that. I think that in martial arts, and I feel like I've said this before, that you can find all three of those aspects in there: that spiritual, mental, and the physical.
This is my sanctuary, dude.
Yeah,
I love
definitely.
it.
I heard that a few times this week from a few of our members, where they pulled me off to the side and they're just like, "Hey, bro, it's always funny because." They don't want to come off. I guess emotion can come off as weakness sometimes especially with males. And if they don't really know you too well, and we're just getting to know each other,
getting vulnerable is difficult.
And so like, hey, I'm not trying to be a punk or anything, but I just want to let you know that like before I started here, I was in a really dark spot, and now that I came in here and experienced you guys, and I have something to look forward to. I have a team to come in here, and I could. People I can talk with, and also just being able to, have that level of trust when you're training.
Yeah.
That right there will bond people, and they're creating friendships. Just even outside of me, because the first day you come in here, you're gonna spend that first day with me,
right?
And I'm gonna try to show you what it is we do here, what it is I'm able to offer you, and whatnot. And then after I get a good idea of what your mentality's like and your control and all that, then it's kind of like, okay, we'll go out there and swim and meet some people, and we're lucky that we're in an environment and we create an environment that it's very welcoming for that, and they're able to make these friendships and stuff like that, and that's to me is wonderful. That's exactly what we're trying to do, and we're gonna continue that. Having said that, it actually brought up a pretty good topic for me. What do you do when there are little situations with individuals that may be somewhat toxic to the group, or maybe they just have like a different outlook on some things? How do you approach that without being overly aggressive and trying to just be closed-minded? Because we're not trying to shut anybody out.
So. Multiple situations. So the one that comes to my mind is Bald. Really nice guy, corporate guy. He came in aggressive for he could not set his ego down. And the last time I rolled with him, he was like, man, it's so much. I learned so much more when I train slower and am not so aggressive. And I was like, and he finally realized it, but it took him a while, to like settle it down.
I think that's a mentality. I think, not to call anybody out. I don't know.
Right. Maybe I should.
But he's cool, man. I don't think that his intention is ever to injure somebody. So I wouldn't consider that like a toxic trait.
Maybe.
I would consider that more like a learning curve. You know what I mean? He had to learn control. Like every white belt, when they come through, they have a level. They have a level.
That was crazy. Right? That was crazy.
There was a couple times where we in our stand up where I've had to throw a harder one that I wanted to.
Right.
Yeah.
But again. It's because you're matching that kind of energy.
Right.
The toxicity stuff is more like kind of like those side conversations where they're starting to build like little cliques,
right?
Or they're trying to be like, hey man, that guy over there, he's always hitting too hard, or he's always this, or he's always that. They're always trying to sneak one in, and it's kind of like, hey man, we're adults here,
right?
And we're also in an atmosphere where you can really, there's consequences for being like that. And as a coach, I like to give you guys the opportunity to kind of to deal with that. You know what I mean? Because we are adults.
You know what's crazy, man, is it's very weird because in both the schools that we were at previous to this, like if there was someone that was kind of talking crap, you just beat the crap out of them. No, that's how you handle it. That's how you know what I mean?
And I don't necessarily know if that was always the best way to handle things because you start to get a quick fuse.
I don't think it was.
You misinterpret some of that aggression.
Don't develop communication skills with other humans. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
all of a sudden you're at the bank, you're like,
I haven't experienced that clickiness or anything here yet. At work, a guy that worked there since the 90s, he quit on the first break, which he took me out for food, and then he's like, I don't need this bullshit. I'm going home. I was like, bro, I need the money. I gotta stay here. He's wanting me to quit with him, you know?
He's all, come on, man. Let's go. Me and you just go hang out.
No, bro. I need this paycheck. I'm staying.
He's like, nah, come on, man. I took you on a date. Let's go. Come on.
you owe me.
Yeah. You owe me now. How are you gonna pay for this food?
Right.
That's hard, man, because there's a lot of different things that can be toxic to the gym. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like, if a female comes and they want to date like a bunch of dudes and cause a bunch of drama, that can be toxic.
Yes.
Sometimes it's like somebody that comes in,
or it's a female that's maybe she doesn't have that where she wants to date a bunch of people. We have some males in here that that see her and they're like, maybe I want to try to get closer to her. So
maybe I want to throw a grenade into the whole gym. You know what I mean?
That's possible. You know, or maybe when we're sparring, I don't want to look bad, so maybe I'm gonna go a little harder.
The ego.
Exactly.
Bravado.
Man, I haven't even thought about that in a long time. Yeah, that's true.
You're getting married, so you better have to think about that.
Yeah.
What? But how do we deal with those things? You know what I mean? Like, we should be able to collectively come together and be like, hey, let's have a conversation and have some
openness and transparency
and stuff like that. You know, I have some theories on how to deal with some things, based off of experience. But like I was saying earlier, my primary thing, especially when it's two team members, I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to figure it out. I'm going to give you guys that opportunity of like, okay, what's going on? And during that time, I'm gathering information and seeing like who's the aggressor, who's being open to suggestion, or who's being open to like changing the situation, who's just like, I don't fucking like that guy. You know what I mean? Like, that's just it. And that's a hard line. And then when you start getting to those really hard lines, then something needs to be done, because if not, something will be done, and then you'll have to decipher whether or not that was intentional or an accident. And that's what I don't want to get into. Is I was like, I know you don't like him, so why is his nose bleeding? You know what I mean? He walked into it. The other guy's on the ground like, no, I didn't, bro. You know what I mean? And we have these weird little back and forth. So thankfully, we haven't really had those issues yet. We've had small little spats here and there, but nothing like significant. But I think it's an interesting topic for sure.
Toxicity can take like many forms, and I think that sometimes when it's somebody that is trying to say, hey, that guy hits too hard, like some people do hit but everybody gets the option to train with who they want. Right.
So like Mighty Matt, I kind of I'll avoid Mighty Matt a little bit. He's not toxic or aggressive. He just is a really good fighter, and I don't like, you know what I mean?
He's like, I like to punch down.
I don't want to get punched by you anymore.
Yeah, well, no, I get it. There have been days like when I've been like beat up, and then like Mighty Matt will come in, and I know he's fresh, and I don't want to.
Like, bro, where you been? I haven't seen you in like 2 weeks.
He's been weightlifting, getting strong as fuck.
No big deal.
The worst thing is when I was like doing two-a-days, man, and it was always like on a Thursday or a Friday, and a fresh Slavic would come, and I'm just like sitting there like, oh, this is gonna be a tough day, dude. This is gonna be a tough day.
I know. I told him last week. I had to turn him down for a round. It was jiu-jitsu though, and I rarely turn people down, but I've been having this issue with my neck and my shoulder. I was like, bro, I can't do it today. Next week I'll get you. Today I can't. Thankfully, like I said, we've been having such a what is it? A bump in memberships now.
Yeah.
That he has more people to roll with, and that's great.
Yeah, that's
That's
great.
great for me.
Sure.
I mean,
For sure.
that's the same thing. I say with Big Ugly, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
having him
man,
go
he
and-
wears me out.
Bro.
He's like, you got a bunch of fresh white belts to feed on. Let me warm you up. I'm like, dude, there's. Come here, let me throw you. Like,
Why? He's just looking around. But what about all these guys?
yeah,
But that's partly why I was having him go and cross train at some other gyms too,
Yeah.
was so that he can run into some guys his size. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't really benefit you to always be the biggest, strongest guy
true.
in the room, because
It's
then
true.
your technique, you rely on that without realizing it, and then your
Right.
technique fails.
Yeah.
And then when you go against somebody that's your size, you don't have
Yeah.
the proper technique.
Yeah.
And we noticed that a little bit in that match he took, which is, again, why we do competition, to see what
Yeah.
we need to work on. It was a shot. He went in for that shot and he got tossed.
Mm-hmm.
And that is strictly from training with guys that are smaller. He was
Yeah.
able to make that shelf with like me, because he can bend over and lift me.
Right.
Compared to a guy his size, he has to squat down and get his hips under him.
Yeah.
And that was kind of, he ended up winning that match. But that was one of the things we took out of it. So having him go and cross train at other facilities that have, bigger people there,
Yeah.
and then, coming back to us and get some of that technical stuff, it's beneficial,
That's a really good point, and it is one thing that like I've experienced. I've always been one of the bigger guys, right? So maybe not always the biggest, but I've always been like in the top 3, whatever, right? And like I get used to being able to like use bullshit techniques,
Yeah.
because like
they're there.
Yeah, they're there. And then like, when I went to I trained at the base, and all of a sudden, like I had to really zero in and find. That's when you find out where your A game is. Like, what is your A game? Like, if you don't know what your A game is,
What are you going to do under duress?
Yeah. Since I've been getting stronger, I've been hitting that giggler sweep a lot. Kind of just muscling people off.
But no, even when
Nick's something up. Strong arm.
even back in the day when you were trying to look for a training dummy, and you would come in and you'd be like, hey, like let's go, because you were heavier then, you know.
I was fat back in the day, guys.
Yeah.
We brought it up earlier.
Yeah, and I'll
That picture again.
But no, but you
Get that
were looking because like all the people that were at your gym were like smaller than you, except for that coach. But no, like it's one of those things that it really matters. Like if I'm not used to getting out from under somebody that is 275 pounds, like you can't emulate that.
Right.
Exactly.
Even if you're more skilled, you can't emulate that pressure, that distance closing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that suffocating feeling.
About 3 weeks before my competition, Big Ugly and I, for 3 weeks straight, every time I saw him, we'd practice takedowns. And so once I got into a battle with a guy my size, it was like such a relief. You know what I mean? To be like, to take down someone my size, because I've been doing it with a guy 50, 60 pounds more than me.
Yeah.
And it just, it really
And that's
sunk
all.
in.
Look at it. When you see it like that, you're seeing such the benefit on your end.
Right.
But on his end, it's like
Right.
he's a smaller guy.
He needs
right?
he needs a better matchup. Yeah.
He needs those
Yeah.
things. So that's why we kind of since we haven't had that member yet walk in the door that's going to be his size, he's having to go and do some cross training here and there so that he can get some of those competitive rounds. And thankfully we've been able to make connections with some of the other gyms in our area that have been inviting. Like shout out to Lone Wolf, man. You guys are amazing. You guys did freaking awesome with your inviting us there, and we love it.
We've been invited to an open mat on Sundays at Emerge.
So
cool.
Shout out to Emerge,
Yeah.
dude. Thank you guys. We'd
Yeah.
love to go down there and get some rounds in with you guys. And also,
we've been invited to Enzo.
and Enzo's
Northwest
as well.
Portland.
Nice.
How about that, man?
Nice.
Everybody wants to hang out with us. Thanks, guys. We're going to show up, and we promise we are white belts. We're not just talking crap here, man. You're going to show up and be like, oh, yeah, these guys are, no, we're white belts.
I'm not wearing my white belt, dude.
Very humble.
I always wear my
humble.
white belt everywhere I go. But I'm very humble. Don't beat me up. Don't try. Don't do it.
Very teachable.
Please. Yeah. But Yeah, a lot of positive stuff comes out of cross training. I highly promote it. I know traditionally with some of the traditional arts, it was kind of a no-no. You know, even when it came to some jiu-jitsu, you know, gyms or dojos, it's never really kind of push the cross train at some gyms. And I think you're doing your students a disservice.
You
really.
could downright not get promoted because you decided to go cross train.
Oh, really? It's
territorial.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you can get kicked out of the gym and say, "Why don't you just go over there?" Then
Wow.
it gets really I don't know, clicky like that.
It's
depending.
Really weird, man.
And a lot of the time, it's you got an instructor that he needs every one of his students to cover rents. So then you start adding money into it.
Right.
And it becomes less about your students and more about your income.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And to some degree, I guess that's understandable. But again, look at what we're doing. You know what I mean? And what is it you're trying to get out of this as well? Prior to martial arts becoming like a hobby for a lot of people, it was like a way of war. So clans wouldn't really want to show their techniques to other clans because you could be eventually having battle with that clan. So if you had an edge on individuals, you didn't want to go and spread that.
Expose that edge.
Right?
Yeah.
But for the era that we're in, and us all,
you can take good from everything you go and make your own great.
Yeah, we're all Americans, bro.
Yeah.
All Americans. Shout out to America, bro. America. Come on, we're helping each other.
No, I think you're right, man. And I think that's why, it's been really cool to be able to train at different places. I messaged. So I'm heading out to Panama on the 8th. From the 8th to
What are
the
you going to
8th,
do out there in Panama, by the way?
I am going to study business.
Wear a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah,
Why are you going to study business in
because
Panama?
I am going with the WSU study abroad program.
Wow, in Panama is where it chose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Panama was the only one that was only on spring break. Right?
Okay.
So everything else required you to take out some of your summer, like 30 days or maybe a little more sometimes. And so Panama was the only one that was short. I wouldn't have to miss any classes because I usually go to school during the summer. And so and I already messaged one of the jiu-jitsu gyms out there, and he's just like, yeah, man. I was like, yeah, maybe I can get some of the college students to come with me and try it out,
There you go.
But if not, it's going to be me alone in Panama trying to find this jiu-jitsu gym.
Yeah. Be careful. You'll find
That's
it.
all right. You found it in Mexico.
Yeah, I found it in Mexico, man.
You're fine. Panama's a walk in the park.
We'll see.
We'll see. Exactly. There's
When I don't come back on the 18th, you guys are going to be like...
No one's kidnapping you. They need a guy for each limb, dude. 5 guys, I couldn't kidnap you.
Well, good luck on that. What do you... It's just funny. You're traveling to go do business in Panama. Panama.
So here's what I didn't know. Panama is actually a hub for U.S. tech companies. Because if a tech company that's American starts up in Panama, they don't pay taxes. And
that's Panama
crazy.
Canals.
Are you sure that's going to still, be the case?
I don't know, man.
I heard there's a lot of crazy stuff.
I do my best to stay out of politics simply because there's a lot of stuff that happens in the ether
really
I don't agree with, and it divides me from the people that I love.
Right.
Yeah.
And instead, I would rather not talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing we can do anyway.
It's the illusion of choice, right?
Exactly. We're all on that page, right? You don't have a choice, bro.
What I do find hilarious is the marketing teams that are from the news networks are just amazing because it really depends on what news network that you watch, depends on what world you live in.
And
so
the narrative you're consuming.
I knew a guy that would only watch a certain type of Eastern European news because it was the only unfiltered news that. I don't remember what it was called or what country it was from, but
I get all my news from podcasts now.
Joe Rogan.
Shout out Joe Rogan.
YouTube, not the whole thing. I don't watch
Shane Secret podcast. Shout out. I get all my news from them. So thank you guys for that.
It's not even the whole Joe Rogan podcast. I do the 5-minute skit.
snippets.
I just get a little short something, and I'm
Like, really? You said that? That's crazy. I don't do any further looking up.
I don't research
That's
at
it.
all.
That's it. I don't have time. And that's a weird thing. I don't have time to look into that. I don't know.
Too busy doing jujitsu.
Too busy, man. Getting better at what I want.
honestly. Yeah,
That's
worrying about shit that I can't
hilarious,
control.
man.
And that's the other thing, man. Is like I also have come to this point in my evolution as being a human, man. Where like I don't want to worry too much about stuff that I can't control. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like
It's called maturity, I think.
it's just like
I've been wondering what maturity is because I'm getting older too, and I'm like things that bothered me before are like
Yeah.
I'm like whatever.
Yeah, I was worried about a whole bunch of stuff last week, and yesterday rolled around. I handled everything, and it says I was like, everything I worried about was just it didn't matter, and it's like that every time, and it's like I'm beginning to.
I think as you grow older, you start to develop tools, or something like some tools to help to deal with those situations as they arise, so they become
Absolutely.
less stressful.
Yeah.
And me and Red Fox were talking about that too. As we're getting older, it's like the number of problems that we have in our lives that doesn't really change, but how we address those issues and the way we address those issues, the communication we developed and everything has made those issues not as impactful as they once were. And that's amazing, bro. I'm assuming that's what maturity is.
I mean,
Assuming
maybe.
I do too. It's at the very least, it's progression. I know that I don't let these little things bother me so much.
Yeah.
And I'm happier for it.
Yeah.
I try
Me
not
too.
to. I try to. I don't know. Just focus on what I can control.
One of the biggest level ups that I noticed was like I used to have a really strong opinion. And I thought it was always my job to convince you
To think things your way.
Things my way. Now I'm like, I don't have to do that at all.
Right.
Like as a matter of fact, it's a waste of my time because
and energy.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to be able to say anything. I could bring facts, numbers,
data.
data, like eyewitnesses.
Also,
it wouldn't matter.
On my end, what I don't let it do too is that I don't let it really change my opinion about who you are either.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I'm more accepting of, that's what you believe, depending on what it is. I'll say that, depending on what it is, obviously.
Yeah, I get that.
If it's political or some stuff like that, and we're not like trying to drive it down my throat or draw like these really hard lines. If you just believe that's what I'm like, hey, that's cool. Like, hey, that's just your experiences have led you to that conclusion. Mine have led me to this one, but it doesn't mean that we still can't come in here and train. I don't want any anything bad to happen.
There is a lot of people that are my friends that disagree with me politically. And guess what? They're still good people.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're still awesome people. They're still like in the ether doing really good things. They're great members of their community. And so like I hate the fact that it's like if you're on one side of this aisle, you're X, Y, or Z, because that's not true. It's not real.
Yeah, it's funny because when you do those little this side versus that side, and especially in that political round, I don't know how we got into political, but hey, we can talk about whatever we want.
Well, I heard someone say nothing will make you a libertarian faster than jujitsu. Probably, you know what I mean? Because it's all good,
It's like, why don't these politicians do jiu-jitsu? Because then you guys, you get to learn so much about each other, and you kind of figure like, okay, like things aren't so black and white. But ultimately, like what I was getting to is, we have such a divide over these two groups, and then you watch like the inauguration or whatever, and they're all hanging out together. They're all like eating, dinner. And I know if I have an enemy out there, I'm not sitting down having dinner with this dude. I'm not chilling with this guy. I don't even do that with people that I talk shit about, like on a serious level. I don't hang out with them. So it's
all about the money, man.
It's like they're this class, they're playing a game, and they don't realize like
we're a product of that game. Now I'm really depressed.
You think if I really thought that you were Hitler, if I really thought you were Hitler, dude, I'd put a bullet in you.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I would
exactly.
do.
Why wouldn't we? Knowing that already what a person like that has done.
All right, we've gone far enough. All right, we've gone far enough. All right, let's stop.
Thank God this didn't get anti-Semitic real quick. I'm starting to go.
Get canceled, bro. Dude. Don't say that, bro.
We're
You know
starting.
what though? What I will say is that jiu-jitsu, man. Jiu-jitsu is one of those things that like it brings so many different people together. You know what I mean? Because like I remember the first time I got to roll with a cop. Right? Yeah. Like
for fun, not for
because I wasn't running from them. You know what I mean? The first time I got to roll with a cop, I was just like, "Oh shit!
Yeah,
you're a police officer." You know, and I'll tell you what, man. Like he's probably one of my really one of my really good friends, man.
Yeah,
like honestly,
the same thing happened to me in early sobriety. I shared and. One of my closest friends now is a police officer. He let me, invited me to his home, met his wife and kids. He made dinner. We had a great time. We laughed. We had a Bible study. And I didn't even, he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm a police officer." And I was like, "Oh, and I had no idea." And
You're all like,
we set our differences our differences are completely set aside. And we're like, that's one of my best, closest friends, dude. And I'd do anything for that guy.
When I talk, when we had Layman on the podcast, like what I forgot to mention was that I've been on a ride along with that guy. Yeah,
really?
Yeah, I've been on a ride along with that guy. I like came and rode along with him at his work, and just kind of saw what it was like. You know, it was weird to sit in the front seat of a police car.
Bro. Yeah,
that's so awesome, though. Yeah, get to see him at work, see how he does his thing.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah, and it's like it's one of those
Shout
things.
out, Coach.
You know, when I first met him, I don't know if there was necessarily any animosity, but I think there's probably animosity with everybody.
Yeah,
with everybody.
A lot of that. You had a lot of that, Joe.
But what I will say is
what you project.
Yeah, but he's done more. He did more for me with that than any public outreach that police could ever do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't get enough of that guy.
Come
that
choke
guy's
me
so
out.
cool, dude.
Come choke me out. Let me choke you out. You know what I mean?
Bro,
We're gonna be buddies at the end of it, you know? Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's one of those things you get to know somebody really well. It's almost like this accelerated
you get to
rate.
see the person, not like the officer.
Good.
You know what I mean? I know this is being an officer is what you do. That's your job, and to some degree that is who you are, because I think law enforcement is a gang.
I think they gotta be
on an individual
they gotta
level. A lot of these guys get into this with the purest of hearts. You know what I mean? They want to make a difference for their community. They're out there and they're putting their safety on the line and putting themselves in situations that are very deadly at times.
Yeah.
And shout out to them, both Coach and we have another individual in here that's also a police officer. And I have all the respect in the world to those guys, and I do my best too, when they're in here, to take them aside and try to do these little nuanced things, one-on-ones, and train. When I train with them, I tend to go very technical with them.
Hey, show me some street stuff, man. That's clutch. That's so so useful. Yeah. And these are the types of guys that you want to be police officers. They're just good. You get to talking to them, you're like, whoa,
no ego,
man.
And you learn that when you train with them too. It's this guy doesn't have an ego at all. That's awesome, bro. You're actually in here and you want to learn. And I can't say that that's all across law enforcement.
It's not.
I actually, I was gonna say,
if they did jujitsu, if they had funding for jujitsu and they did it, it would help a lot.
That's also why it's so promoted, and that's what Coach was trying to promote too, is because you get these little community nuances, these things that connect with people. And it is it's a safe place where you can come in here and roll with the convict. That's trying to make his life better instead of showing up to his house one time when he's having a bad day. It's a different side of them. And I think that's wonderful. I mean, we're able to do that in here, and we're not hurting each other. We're hitting each other, and still able to do that. It's kind of like the irony of it all.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. What do you do with your friends? Well, we actually beat each other up, and then we sit around and talk, and it's actually the best time I've ever had.
I know. And
I'm closer to these guys than I am with anybody else.
and until you're in here and you actually experience that, from an outside perspective, it's kind of like, what? You guys are hitting each other? You guys are, sometimes you get bloody noses, black eyes. You guys, that's what you do with your buddies.
I love it.
A couple of weeks ago, man, like me and you had a little bit of a scrap, you know?
We had a little banger.
That's
what we caught.
Man. And then, everything, like, and one of the guys was watching, he was just like, dude, I don't want to do that.
What are you guys doing? That looks like you guys are hitting really hard. We are, bro. Trust me. But it's out of love, dude. I love you so much. I'm trying to put that love inside.
What did that guy say? He goes, man, I got to my match, and he's like, well, I got hit way harder than that in training.
Exactly. You're welcome.
Colton straight up said it was just hard sparring.
That was nothing.
Yeah.
You're welcome, guys.
Thank you.
That's always me. Just like, that's because for your training.
It's not because I had a bad day. Came in here and took it out on you.
Looking over at Red Fox, not because of anything. It's just because I'm trying to help you guys over there. Just fucking hitting the bag. God damn it.
No, but this honestly, man, like this is one of those things that like once it starts to creep in, and you can see it with some of these new guys, like Tita, like with Tita when she came in,
man,
and she's just
she was supposed to be here one day.
Yeah.
She was just doing it for a class, so that she can get accredited for a class. And she's been nonstop since. She signed up. She signed up after that one class.
Nice.
And it was literally because, like I said, it's those nuances of the community of like, hey, we're a support system, not just a place to come and learn how to do some Americanas or Kimuras. We don't want to just be that. And I hope as we grow, we can maintain that.
It's going to be very, very different the bigger we get.
I understand that.
Because we are already almost capping out what we can do with this space.
We need more mat space. We need more. So,
but it's a good problem to have.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And we'll start working that out. Also, kind of touching on that community stuff. I was over at the NWC event, which is here in Vancouver. And I met a couple people at the event that has seen the podcast.
That's cool,
and
dude.
They noticed me on the podcast.
Really?
And,
what? People watch this?
People watch this, bro. I know. I'm surprised. Really.
I better watch what I say.
I sometimes think of just talking into the ether. You know what I mean? Our one fan is like Rebecca.
I watch it. I watch
Keep going,
we love
guys.
Rebecca, by the way.
I love Rebecca. Love you, Rebecca.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for Rebecca. All the support we get from the individuals here, honestly, because it's rough.
Dad,
it's rough to get a subscriber, please.
Please subscribe. But no, some of the Streetbeefs guys watch. Some of our competitors, some of my competitors have watched. They shoot me. They said, thanks for shouting me out.
Everybody loves that. Speaking of the shout outs, I want to do a quick couple shout outs to 3 of the competitors that competed last night. Isaac L. Lobo Gill. He is one of the students over at Lone Wolf. I've trained with him a few times. He did his first MMA match last night.
Nice.
And he took home the W. In the 3rd round. He got his opponent in a RNC, rear naked choke, and tapped him out. He did excellent, man. Speaking to him leading up to this, he was prepped, he was ready, he was excited, he handled the adversity well. I feel like going out into this match for him, that's I didn't know if he knew quite what to expect. So there were some adjustments that needed to be made, and they made them, and he ended up capitalizing really well.
Nice.
So big shout out to Isaac, man. I'm a fan. And also to Matthew Nightmare. Where's that? All right, give me a sec here. I want to make sure I get this right. Shout out to Matthew Nightmare Brame. Or Brame. He's a student over at Mike Mathers Academy, and he had a kickboxing match last night. It was his first match as well. He ended up fighting to a draw.
Nice.
But it was a highly competitive match, man.
Wow.
He did amazing. And again, first-time competitors, you never really know how they're going to react under the adversity when somebody's coming at you with, like, intention to hurt you.
Yeah,
But these guys made the adjustments they needed, and they made it through both their matches.
Nice.
And they had success, you know. So shout out to them and their schools for prepping them and getting them ready to go. I ended up at the event last night because I was asked to corner a competitor from the Scrapyard event. He's from out of town. He didn't have a corner. I've never met him. I never talked to the kid. I never met him or anything. Because I'm in the Scrapyard community, I was asked to, if I can help corner him and just be there to kind of support him. So that's what I wanted to go and do. So I showed up and it was a really good experience, man. And I'm actually really proud of him because he took on a competitor. Let me look on this up real quick. So Austin Barnes, that's his name. Austin is 20 years old. He took on a competitor that was 32 years old with quite a bit of experience underneath him. He's still an amateur, but at 32 to 20, you're going to have some life experience under you as well.
Sure. Yeah.
And unfortunately, Austin, he learned a lesson last night. In the second round, there was a stoppage, but man, I just meeting this kid and seeing his demeanor and getting to warm him up and stuff like that, the kid has an awesome mentality going into this. You know, he wasn't overly nervous. He was a little cautious. He was a little like, he took the fight on 3 days notice.
Wow.
So he was a little bit worried about the cardio factor, which did play a factor. You know, anybody that competes and trains out there, you got to train for these fights. But he stepped up to the plate and he performed amazing during that first round. I actually think he won the first round. But he kind of gassed himself out, kind of pushing doing cardio. That. And then, with like 45 seconds left in the second round, he ended up taking a roundhouse to the chest. And it left a shin mark across the chest. So I know it was a hard shot, bro.
It just shut down his lung.
Yeah, and he just kind of dropped a little bit, and the ref just counted to 10. So he didn't get knocked out. He got the TKO and he got the ref stoppage. But shout out to you, Austin, man. Everything that we talked about last night, 100% sincere about it. I really do think that you have a future in this, and I don't want this one competition to turn you off to it, man. The things that ended up happening last night, we can work on all those things. They're fixable. The big thing, like I said, was the cardio factor. And bro, that happens to everybody. It happened to me in my first match. So
it was one of the things that I started to realize, like, you could be not as good, but have a better gas tank, and you can win.
Especially at these amateur levels, man. It usually 90% of the time, I feel like the victor is somebody that's in better shape. He can outswim the guy.
Well, I mean, I can lift all these heavy weights and do all this jiu-jitsu, but if I'm not, if I'm not, I can't breathe, I can't fight.
And what can you do?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm on.
So all three of those competitors, they did very well last night. It was a privilege to be there and watch you guys compete. Can't wait to see what you guys have in the future. Getting on to the competition stuff, though, we have some competitions coming up as well. Super Saiyan Nick here, March 22nd. You have a competition, don't you?
March 22nd, Grappling X. It was about 11 a.m. I competed last time. It's about Park Rose Middle School in Northeast Portland. Come check it out. It's $10 for admission.
Are you doing gi?
Gi, yeah.
Perfect.
I'm doing the gi, and then I might hit the no gi up on the day. You can do the day before. Let's see, definitely doing gi. John Tina and Jackson Beckley, I hope we see you there, get a rematch. Bob and Enzo, thanks for the invite. Hopefully we get to roll together.
Yeah, we're going to be go down there for sure. Heck yeah, man. I can't wait to see your success come.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I might see a lot more of my family's coming to this one, so I don't want them to see me lose.
Pressure.
Yeah.
As you keep going,
gotta get there. So, and I think that the competition is getting more popular, so I think there will be more competitors.
Oh, yeah. But I've been hearing more about grappling
So,
X.
yeah, they're climbing. So, so we'll see how how it goes.
But that's only going to up your skill set.
Exactly.
So you want those. You want those guys.
More rounds. Yeah. If I can get 4 or 5 real good matches, I'll be good and tired after that.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to that. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be there that day because we also have the Streetbeefs Scrapyard that day. That's right. And I'll be taking about 8 to 10 competitors with me. So we're gonna definitely do like a little bit of a storm on the event. You know, I know there's gonna be a few returning competitors that we've had come out of the Reptilian Top Team, showing back up. Slav ain't nothing yet. He's gonna be going with us, and he's gonna do another MMA match.
Right on.
You know, we're gonna have Matthew Taylor there, aka Dad. He was 2024 Scrapyard Fighter of the Year. He's going to be making his debut for the 2025 season kickoff.
God, he's come so far, man.
Oh, man.
I actually saw some of his first fights, and that's not even the same person, dude. Wow.
Oh, man. And we've been putting in the work over the last few months, too, so he's even gotten more advanced, you know. Red Fox is going to have a match. She's actually going to do a kickboxing match. If she's able to. She's going to sign up for a kickboxing match, so that's a little bit different because she's only done 2 boxing matches.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to do a kickboxing match as well. If not, I may just stick to the boxing matches there. It's kind of hard for me to get a kickboxing match over there.
Yeah.
We got Sean, who's
Is it that they don't have someone at your skill level or weight?
Sometimes that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
They just don't want to do, you know, a kickboxing match.
Yeah.
When you add, you know, another factor into striking, it kind of throws people off. They're not training kickboxing.
Yeah.
You know.
Every time, like, I have to transfer from boxing to kickboxing, my brain starts to fry out a little bit.
Cross my wires.
There's too much stuff to keep track of.
So we'll have them coming down with us. We got Sean, who's a new member of the gym. He's going to be coming through, making his debut, doing a kickboxing match as well. He's a heavyweight, so excited to see him. Octavio, shout out to him. He's going to be coming through, and he's going to be doing a boxing match, I believe. Let's see who else we got. I got bang. Yeah, we got a few other guys. I can't think of them right off the top of my. Bulldog Rob. Bulldog Rob.
I can't wait to see that one.
He's gonna be boxing. Yeah. We've been prepping Bulldog Rob for a few months now. He's excited. We're excited to see him go down and do his performance. So shout out to him. I may be getting a couple guys that aren't signed up with our gym, but I know they train, so they may be on the Reptilian Top Team, maybe going up there with us. We'll see how that turns out. Either way, we're going to be...
If they win.
Only if they win.
We'll adopt you, but only if you raise our average.
You got to earn your keep here.
Hey, we got medals on the wall. Come on. Yeah, we need to add to that. So, super excited for that. Kicking off the competition season, both with you doing the jiu-jitsu aspect and then us going up there and getting in that event. It's our first event for the gym of the year. So we're getting it going. And then every month from here on out, we'll be over there at the Scrapyard doing an event.
Yeah.
So... yeah, stay tuned for that, guys. We'll have much more in the future for us. Again, another quick shout out to our sponsors. And if there's anybody out there that would like to help sponsor the podcast, you know, I'll leave information in the description below on how to get a hold of me, on the sponsorships that we're offering. And let's be partners, guys. You know, like I said, we're trying to build up and do some great things for the community here. So if you'd like to be a part of that, please reach out to me, okay? Okay, you guys got anything?
No, I'm good.
We're good.
No?
Yeah.
Hey, guys, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.